the questions of what is justice still burns today. Much like Socrates, we as lawyers may oftentimes be found debating the terms of fair play, substantial justice, due process, fundamental fairness, instead of going to the festival or to the party of fun. This is a very good thing for many of us. Many of us, this is what drives us to do what we do. Questions of this sort that pass over others oftentimes keeps us up late at night. These types of questions should invigorate you. They should excite you. They should inspire you. No doubt some were inspired by such questions to enter law school in the first place. And when I've used these terms this afternoon, we and us, I have done so very, very deliberately. Because when you walk out of this auditorium this afternoon, you will do so with a doctrine of jurisprudence in your hand. No longer law students. You are now my legal peer, and the peer of every person that has ever joined the legal profession. Now the questions get real. Instead of hypothetical asking about the rights of survivorship after an intestate death, you may have a tearful client in your office, crying, wondering if the family business that Papa created is going to someone else because he passed away without a will. Instead of a constitutional law exam, you may be advising a state or federal senator whether the law they are about to pass that affects millions is constitutional or not. Or you may find yourself, as I did, a young lawyer standing in front of a judge appointed to represent a man accused of first-degree murder. The witnesses for the state included the FBI, the TBI, the Carroll County Sheriff's Department, the McKenzie Sheriff's Department, and more eyewitnesses than I care to name. The accused had me and 3 Polaroid pictures. My client was found guilty. I never have figured out how you can change the facts. My only reward was over the years, every member of that jury came and hired me when they needed legal help. Each one of them reminded me that they saw me for the very first time when they were sitting on a case in which they ruled against me. But they told me, and it was great reward and comfort to me, that when they saw me as a young lawyer fighting so hard with very little chance of success, they knew when the time came that they needed an attorney, they would hire me. And I appreciate that. The advice you give from this day forward is not theoretical. It can have great consequences. You will have the opportunity to create or destroy businesses. You may have the opportunity to seek the death penalty against a hardened criminal, or you may be appointed to set him free. The law is ever changing thing, and it lives. The only constant is that people continue to look for lawyers for assistance in seeing that their definition of justice is realized. You are the newest inductees into our profession. You, the class of 2015, will be the ones responsible for shaping our legal profession. The legal landscape that goes forward will be directed by you. This is an awesome responsibility. My time is almost gone. Your time is now. I'm reminded at times like this, there's a great trial lawyer from Colorado expense. When he would close cases, he would also do so with a story. I'd like to share that story with you now. He did so for the purpose of telling the jury that they were the final arbiters of the law and the facts. And everything that they had heard about this case was now their responsibility. And they had to make the decision. And they had to determine the outcome. He'd say something that goes something like this. Ladies and gentlemen, before I leave, I'd like to tell you a little story about a wise old man and a smart-aleck old boy, young boy, that wanted to prove the old man out to be a fool. One day, the young boy caught a small bird in the forest. He devised a plan. The plan was to find the old man, walk up to him and say, "Old man, what do I have in my hand?" To which the old man would answer, "You have a bird, my son." Then the young boy would say, "Old man, is this bird alive or is it dead?" If the old man said the bird was dead, the young man would just open his hands and the bird would fly freely back into the woods. If the old man said the bird was alive, the young man would squeeze the bird tightly until it died and open it up, showing the old man a dead bird. Either way, this smart-alecky boy would make the old wise man out of fool. So the time came that the smart-alecky boy found the old man in the middle of the town, around hundreds of people standing around, and he walked up and said, "Old man, what do I have in my hands?" To which the old man answered, "You have a bird, my son." And the boy grinned and said, "Old man, is this bird alive or is it dead?" The wise old man with very sad eyes looked up and said, "The life or death of this bird is in your hands, my son. Do with it what you will." And so too, to the class of 2015, Cecil C. Humphrey School of Law. Unlike the wise old man with sad eyes, my eyes are beaming with excitement and confidence as I stand here with you today, thankful of what you have accomplished, glad to celebrate your graduation, happy to congratulate you on a job well done, but most of all, greater in all, and above all, I commend to you the life and death of the legal profession, a proud and noble profession, one which I love and which I have dedicated most of my life to. It is now in your hands. Do with it what you will. Good luck, and thank you very much.
Judge Williams, for those truly fantastic remarks. This is now my 25th law school graduation, becoming a professional, and never before have I seen a speaker arrive on a Harley with an eagle on one shoulder and a Constitution in his hand. I will soon forget this event. Thank you very much. It's all over. We hope you'll hang in your chambers. Thank you. We've now reached the portion of the program entitled Dean's Remarks and Presentation of Candidates, and one of those events is much more important than the other, so I'll be brief. Today is called Commencement Day for good reason. It's a new beginning for our graduates who will soon face new challenges, not least of them the bar examination later this summer. But it's also the end of 3 years of formal legal education here at the Cecil C. Humphrey School of Law, and for most of our graduates, the end of 20 or even more years of formal schooling. So it's both an end and a beginning for our soon-to-be graduates. The end of a sometimes stressful 3-year period of legal education, which hopefully included some good times as well, and the beginning of their legal careers. The members of this great class of 2015 begin their legal careers on the heels of an economic downturn that has tested both our nation and the legal profession. But while the economic climate is plainly warming, new lawyers today still face formidable demands and challenges. To prepare our graduates for the challenging world they're about to enter, the faculty has worked them hard during their 3 years in law school. Not because the faculty enjoy seeing students struggle, though in the early days of law school, some students may have felt that way, but because we understand the challenges our students face and want to do everything we can to ensure that they, like their many predecessors over the last half-century, are prepared to lead professional lives marked by accomplishment, meaning, and lasting contributions to society. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to report that the students who are sitting here today have satisfied the very high standard the School of Law has set for them. The fact that they are here today with us is proof not only of their high aptitude, but also of their hard work, their perseverance, and their commitment to improving society. It's evidence of their ability and fitness to fulfill the heavy obligations that the legal profession places on its members, and of their capacity to serve their clients, their communities, and the public with honor and distinction. Members of the class of 2015, congratulations. You have every reason to be proud of your accomplishment. We know you've sacrificed much for this day. Today we honor not only your efforts and sacrifices, but also your outstanding achievements. But we all know that no one succeeds alone. So we would be remiss if we stopped here and did not also honor those who have helped you succeed. And now I'm not speaking of your professors or the law school staff, though they certainly are deserving of your thanks. Instead, I'm speaking of your families and friends, parents, grandparents, children, siblings, other relatives, loved ones, and friends who have provided material, moral, and emotional support, as well as companionship and friendship during your years in law school. So on behalf of the CCCRP School of Law and the University of Memphis, I'd like to express our deep thanks to those family and friends of our soon-to-be graduates, those who could be here with us today, and those who could not. Thank you. Thank you for helping these graduates succeed in law school. Thank you for being our partners in the task of producing these soon-to-be outstanding lawyers. Now, back to our graduates. You now enter a noble profession, a profession that gives you the ability to change people's lives, indeed to change society and the world. With this great power, however, comes an even greater responsibility to use your skills as lawyers not simply to better your own lives, but to better the lives of others. So as you enter your new profession, remember to focus on doing good, not just doing well. Congratulations again to each and every one of you. It's now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Karen Weddle-West. Dr. Weddle-West was named Interim Provost of the University of Memphis on May 16, 2014, and assumed the permanent position earlier this year. She previously served as Vice Provost for Graduate Programs and Dean of the Graduate School, and has been a faculty member in educational psychology and research at the University of Memphis since 1989. I've had the great pleasure of working with Dr. Weddle-West for the last 2 years, and I know from this experience that she's deeply committed to our university and is a very, very good friend of our law school. We're privileged and honored to have her participate in this ceremony today. Please join me in welcoming our Provost, Dr. Karen Weddle-West. Dr. Northwest will confer the Juris Doctorate degree on each of the graduates. Afterwards, Professor Linda Black will assist Associate Dean David Romance in placing the academic hoods on each graduate as Vicki Hardy Jones, the president of our Law Alumni Association, introduces them.
Thank you, Dean Metzo. Please allow me to join others in welcoming you to this fantastic commencement. Will all the graduates of the Cecil C. Humphrey School of Law please stand? Ladies and gentlemen of the graduating class of the Cecil C. Humphreys School of Law at the University of Memphis, with the approval of the faculty of the School of Law, and upon the certification that you have fulfilled all of the requirements for graduation, and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents as Provost of the University of Memphis, I am pleased to confer the Juris Doctorate degree upon you and declare that you are now entitled to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereunto. We take great pleasure in presenting you with the academic hood for the Juris Doctorate degree as evidence of your accomplishment. Please be seated.
Will the first row of graduates please stand and come forward? Ashley B. Adams. Austin L. Alders. Ariel Michelle Anthony. Robert Stiles Ashby. Joshua David Asplund. J. Lauren Hill Ball. Carolyn Anderson Bates. Jennifer K. Bicknell. Rachel Elizabeth Black. Reka Elizabeth Blackerby. Alan C. Blunt, who is his sister, Patricia Blunt Mills, a 2012 graduate of the law school. Joshua Brent Bradley. Emily Brown. Rachel N. Cade. James Robert Clapper. Elizabeth Corson. Christopher J. Cousins. Clinton Andrew Crozier. Martha Ann Crowder. Demi Jo Dalrymple. Tyler S. Davis. Tyler Harrison DeWitt. Aaron N. England. Robert Scott Evans, being hooded by his mother, Sydney Evans, a 1983 graduate, and his grandfather, Jim Springfield, a 1960 graduate of the law school. Joseph Fairley Griffith. Alexander Jeffrey Hall. Hassan Ahmad Hamoudi. Milad H. Hanna. William J. Hardigree. Mark Harrell. Chelsea Harris. Melissa L. Harris, hooded by her mother, Rhonda Harris, a 1978 graduate, and her sister, Lisa Harris, a 2008 graduate of the law school. Joshua David Hedrick. John F. Heflin. Stephen M. Hinkis. Stuart West Horner. Michael T. Howard. Stephen Ashton Joseph. Ashley Christina Kiss. Logan Alexander Klaus. Ian M. Kavarski. Lucas P. Crahell. Lauren Michelle Ludwikowski. Nicholas F. Margello. Jerry W. Mason. Bryson Connor McCabe. John R. McCabe. Christopher L. McKnight. John Patrick McNeil. Shireen Madian. Gregory Grant Monroe. Christopher S. Moore. DeAntoine D. Moy. Paige Rochelle Munn. Bo C. Murphy. Jarrett D. Burrell. Michael Gregory Neighbors Jr.